back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. You know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
This news is so funny. The tinfoil hitters are going to have fun with this one because something's starting to smell fishy about Ray Borg pulling out of UFC 215, and it's not Oscar's mom's crotch. No, listen to this. After Ray Borg was forced out of UFC 215 due to illness, now keep that in mind, it wasn't due to missing weight. He got pulled before he even weighed in, so it wasn't due to missing weight. Ray Borg has missed weight on multiple occasions, but that is not what made him pull out of UFC 215. Ray Borg was working with a nutritionist company, and their name was Perfecting Athletes. And after Perfecting Athletes representative Michelle Ingles spoke to MMA Fighting after Ray Borg's pullout, and Ray Borg didn't like what they had to say. But first, this is what they said after Ray Borg's pullout. Ray has been getting progressively more sick each day this week and wanted the fight so badly that he put on a game face and went to all of his fight week obligations. However, prior to the beginning of the bulk of his weight cut, the UFC doctor examined Borg and concluded that he was too ill to fight this week and needed time to rest and get better. So what they're saying is Ray Borg had his game face on and was showing up and doing all of his obligations, but then he went to the UFC doctor, and the UFC doctor concluded he was too ill and needed time to rest and get better. And this was prior to the bulk of his weight cutting, so it's not like the weight cutting was going bad. So it's looking like the nutritionist company that was working with Ray Borg was trying to clear their name, saying, hey, look, it wasn't our fault. We were doing our job. This had nothing to do with the weight cut. But Ray Borg came out and he released his own statement and said they've got no business speaking for him. He's actually firing them. Listen to what Ray Borg had to say. First, I want to say I'm sorry to the fans and to Demetrius Johnson for being unable to fight. I want to say thank you to Dr. Davidson, the UFC, and to Jeff Nowitzki for looking into my health and my best interest. I also want to add that I'm no longer working with Perfecting Athletes and Michelle Ingles, who was not authorized to speak on my behalf. Interesting. So what he's saying is, hey, don't tell these motherfuckers that it wasn't to do with my weight cut. I'm fine with them thinking it's my weight cut because I don't understand why Ray Borg's got a problem with what they said. They just said he was sick leading up to the weight cut, but he put on his game face, so that's why he looked fine. That's why he looked fine in the UFC embeddeds. That's why he didn't look sick in the UFC embeddeds, because he was putting on his game face. But then he went to the UFC's doctor and they said, nah, he can't fight. Now this is why the tinfoil wearing hitters in the comments, are going to say, no, man. I already seen the comment. They said Dana White paid Ray Borg to pull out of this fight to punish Demetrius Johnson. And with what he's saying about his nutritionist company and firing him, it kind of tends to point toward that a little bit, even though I'm not saying I believe it. I don't know what the fuck happened. They're saying he was sick. He just had on his game face. But if we wanted to get technical, they're saying it had nothing to do with his weight cut. He went to the UFC doctors and they said he couldn't make it. It's interesting because just going off of Ray Borg pulling out of the fight, you automatically assume it's the weight cut. I mean, I almost mistakenly said he pulled out due to a weight cut after I knew it was an illness, just because he's missed weight on multiple occasions, and that's what everyone expected to happen. Everybody expected Ray Borg to miss, not everybody, but a lot of people knew Ray Borg had the potential to miss weight, and he pulled out 2 days before the fight. So if you're just not thinking, you could think he missed weight. But that's where his nutrition company came in and said, no, it was before the bulk of the weight cut. He got sick before the weight cut, and he had on his game face. That's why he looked okay. But the UFC doctor said he was too sick to fight. It had nothing to do with us. They were trying to clear their name, and they ended up getting fired. Now, you can say what you want, man. There's not really too much more to say about that. I mean, he said they didn't have the right to speak on him. He didn't want them telling his business. And I mean, I don't understand why he really cares. I guess it's because he's fine people assuming it was his weight cut. I mean, it seems like as Ray Borg, you would rather have the community, the MMA community, the world, knowing it was an illness and not a weight cut. Because if you missed weight again, you look very unprofessional. That's your third time missing weight, and it was a title fight. An illness, and it's like, oh, okay, he had like a stomach bug or something. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like they were helping Ray Borg by saying it was an illness, not the weight cut. But he still fired him. He didn't want them to say anything about it. It's a little fishy. I mean, but so is Oscar's mom's crotch. So it is what it is, man. Let the haters know what the fuck you time at in the comments, dude. What does a nut say when he sneezes? Cashew.